Right to a channel of light fluid. It's been a while, but we're heading back north again with more Dawn Chorus. And if you don't remember, we left things last time with our main character snoozing with Bjorn at night. I want to make him happy, to thank him for the time he spent with me, and to see him smile. It's always nice seeing your friends smile. Bjorn. There's someone sitting beside me. The space changes completely with a minute. Their presence is like a gravitational pull, impossible to ignore. How should I react? I keep looking ahead, staring at the empty space before me. Meeting people isn't easy. I'm on high alert. They notice me too? What do they think of me? I feel small, just a tiny point in the universe, wearing this body that I did not choose. If they look at me, what do they see? With time passes, the train continuing its march. Maybe they didn't notice me? Maybe they don't mind me? Maybe they even want to be here with me? That thought warms me up like rays of sun, flooding the carriage with light. I'm not alone anymore. The sunlight seeps through my closed eyelids, waking me up. The remnants of sleep still swirl inside my head, heavy and sticky, but I force myself to open my eyes and look into the light. This isn't my room. My head hurts and my vision is blurry. What the hell happened yesterday? I feel awful and sticky. Then I notice something heavy resting across my chest, like a weighted pillow. A heavy bear paw. Bjorn. He's next to me, pressed to my side, his breath warm on my arm. The sun pours from the window like honey, sweet and golden. I don't want to get up. I want to grab this happiness I'm feeling and keep it close for as long as I can. But soon the alarm starts playing. Bjorn groans and shifts, and then his paw is gone from my chest. Good morning. Morning. Slept well? Oh yes, very well. So well I'd like to go back to it. If you set an alarm, then you likely knew what you're doing. I suggest getting up. Yeah, just a minute. He groans again and yawns, stretching, his joints popping like a miniature artillery strike. It's kind of scary. This can't be healthy. I'll go to my room to take a shower and get dressed. Can I come back here afterwards? Oh, sure. I'll go with a shower too once I'm up. But mi casa su casa. I nod sleepily, the remnants of sleep weighing my eyelids down, put on my t-shirt and head back to my room. I look tired. Well, no wonder. We fell asleep way later than reasonable. But it was well worth it. Not for the film only, though I liked it, the cinematography aspect of it especially. The composition, the unusual angles, filming reflections in ordinary objects. It's so inspiring and unusual, I can't wait to try out some of their ideas in the town today. But mostly for Bjorn's company. I miss that. Evenings spent with a friend and just talking and having fun together, having a connection. And I miss physical contact too, more than I knew. I'm glad to have him in my life. Bjorn is in the bathroom when I return to his room, ready for breakfast and the trip to town, so I hop down on the bed, taking up my phone. A few new notifications, but nothing really concerning me. Some newsletters I don't remember signing up for, policy changes, all the stuff I don't need. I need to clean up this clutter one day. Not today though. It'd be much, much harder than cleaning up my room, layers upon layers of digital garbage piled up. The bathroom door opens suddenly, Bjorn's hulking figure jumping out, wearing underwear only. Oh, Bose. Harvo. What? I look around, a sinking feeling in my stomach, wondering what I've done. Karl Ove Snoutgard is holding an event in the town, today. Who? A writer, my favourite among the Norwegian ones, selling his books in a local bookstore. Fuck, I need to meet him. When is it? Well, it starts at 12 o'clock and I'll be there for a few hours. So it starts halfway through the lectures. I'd have to sneak out during a break and miss one, likely. Not a big deal, I think. I'd like to be there when it starts. Likely not, though I don't think the professor would be too happy with it if they found out. Didn't he say he might fail the year and failed one already? If he wants a pass, he should take every chance he has and not miss classes. He looks so happy and excited for it. It's important for you, isn't it? Oh, very. I could try helping you sneak out if you want. If it'd be needed, of course. Thank you, but let's hope not. Don't think anyone would notice one person leaving during the break. I'll try to sneak back during a lecture. Say I was in the bathroom. So, ready to go? Yeah, breakfast time. Snowflakes fall on my unfurled tongue, melting immediately. The warm glow seeps through the thin cover of clouds and I bask in it, feeling it spread over my body. It's so good to be outside. My legs hurt from sitting for half of the day and I desperately need a coffee. Or even just being back in the daylight instead of a stuffy lecture hall wakes me up. Okay, everyone, please gather here. Do you hear me well? Please, quiet. We have something important to tell you. Thanks, Evan. Professor Arnie cleared his throat, his voice suddenly loud and commanding, but clear like morning air. Thank you, everyone, for participating in today's lectures. If you feel like discussing any of the topics covered today in more detail, we will be holding a seminar in the cafeteria before supper. The returning bus will depart at 1700 from the same spot we arrived at this morning. This should give you plenty of time. Remember, we'll be here tomorrow as well. No need to rush to see everything in one day. For now, you're free to do whatever you feel like. Thank you. Please, don't be late. We won't be happy if we have to wait for you. I look around, scouting the crowd for Bjorn's hulking silhouette, but still with no success. And well, he's easy to notice. Where might he be? I'd better send him a message and get going somewhere myself. It's cold and I'm starving. Thought we'd have some lunch in the university, but no luck. Only a vending machine stood on the second floor, taunting me with its display of quinoa chips and candy bars. The crowd around me slowly disperses, all the students happy to get far away from the uni and into the town. Only a few groups remaining, chatting idly in Norwegian. Glancing at them from above the screen of my phone, I envy them a bit. They have their own groups and I'm standing here alone, unable to understand them. Is this how it feels to be a foreigner? Message sent. I need to find a place to eat. I found a few interesting places in maps, but I didn't decide on any yet. Most are in one area. I'll just go there and decide while I'm there. Besides, I hope I'll get a response from Bjorn quickly and we could go together. Oh, and here's the message. I'm at the harbour, sorry. Just left the meeting. Oh, that took a while. He said he should be back in an hour or so. Meanwhile, it took him, what, more than 3 hours? Hope he didn't have to wait that long in a queue or something. Want to go for food? Yeah, just looking for something. Good, I'm starving. Can you come to Stortorget? I'm heading there. Sure, I'll look it up. Looking at the map, it's the same distance where I am and the harbour. We should both get there roughly at the same moment. Oh, it's a public square. I thought it was a food place. Sure, give me 5 minutes. I put my phone back in my pocket and pick up the pace, stuffing my paws into the coat's pockets to shield them from the cold. The cold is really chilling here, different than what I'm used to from Finland. My fur keeps the humidity at bay, so to speak. My paws are getting cold fast in the winter breeze. Oh, and here's Bjorn, waiting for me already at one corner of the square. Hey, not feeling cold? I look at him, still wearing only a hoodie, seemingly immune to the cold wind. Oh, I'm good. I have natural insulation. He looks very happy, the smile on his face natural and radiant with a childlike joy that cannot be contained. How was the meeting? Oh, it was fantastic. But food first, talking second. Haven't had anything since breakfast. Any place you're thinking of? There were quite a few here on the map. Thought we could meet up and choose something together. Oh, I'd prefer something cheap, if possible. Unless it's something very good. I can check the map for ratings. We can see what the highest rated place serves. Oh, good idea. I'll take a look too. I take out my phone again, open maps and scout the area. On the square we are right now is a Japanese place with a ridiculously high rating and many reviews. Japanese cuisine, 4.8 rating with 3,000 reviews. Well, a place like that has to be something special. If it's not too expensive, maybe we could go? My budget is limited. Look rather expensive, but not overly. It's more of a noodle shop than a proper restaurant. I'm looking at their menu and the basic bowl of udon costs 200 krona. They also have sets with tempura, but those start with 350 krona. That is a lot. Well, not terribly. I think I could afford it, if you want to go. What the hell. It's a nice day. I feel like celebrating. Yeah, it's nice to treat yourself from time to time. I don't often do that, but today I feel like doing something special. Bjorn's good mood is contagious. I'm really happy seeing him like that. Besides, I'm at a camp visiting a different town. I want to bring nice memories from here. It's this one then. Well, let's hope there's no queue. As soon as we open the door, a mouth-watering smell of noodles and mushroom broth hits us, along with a wave of air so pleasantly warm my tense muscles relax immediately. Oh, this place looks fancy. It smells so delicious, doesn't it? It's certainly a trendy place. Despite the early hour, it's already packed, with only a paw-full of free tables left. I spot 2 empty bar stools at the window, the view of the town square before it, and point to them. Do you want to sit there? Well, sure. It's nice to have a view. We sit down the counter, dropping our backpacks under it, and Bjorn stretches, ineptly stifling a groan. Well, it's nice to be in a restaurant. Almost forgot how it feels. The waiter approaches with huge one-page laminated menus in one paw, a tray with drinks from another table in another. Welcome to Raimon Udon. 2 menus for you? Oh, yes, thank you. I take the menus and pass on to Bjorn. We both already know what we want to order. 2 kake udon. Do you want anything else beside udon? A pitcher of water, if it's free. We can ask. It usually is. What's udon, actually? Well, I thought you knew. So we went here without even knowing what this place serves. I assume it's a kind of noodle. We're in a noodle shop after all. Indeed, almost everyone around is slurping noodles from bowls filled with liquid. Interesting. I know ramen and maybe I've seen udon in an anime somewhere, but I can't remember. I wonder what's the difference. Are you ready to order? The waiter returns briskly, this time not carrying anything, not even a pen and paper. At least our order won't be hard to remember. Yes, we'll take 2 kake udon, and do you have a pitcher of water, maybe? A sure thing, I'll bring it in a moment. They bow before heading into the kitchen, back into the world of work. Bjorn can't contain himself any longer and grins wide, radiating pride. He doesn't speak yet, but I can feel him trembling with excitement and wanting to spill it all out. So, how was it? Oh, it was so fantastic. There weren't many people there, actually, when I came there, as well, it was early in the day still. Not everyone get out to their work and attend a meeting like that at this hour. I misunderstood the nature of the meeting, too. It wasn't a book signing, but a discussion panel with him, and it was so much better. I didn't get him to sign the book, but talking with him was incredible. He didn't really want to talk about his books, though. He said they speak for themselves, and everything that's needed to understand them is inside them and inside us. Cryptic, but I'll take it. I get what he means. He gave me a lot of advice and shared some of his habits. I'll have to try at least some of them. He really stressed the importance of habit and discipline when it comes to this way of working, but also the power of habits in general. Like, biking to your workplace. Once it's a habit and not a decision, it becomes a breeze. And thoughts. He's talking a lot about thoughts. Repeat a thought in your head long enough and it becomes a beaten path. Stay on it long enough and it becomes a belief, your reality. But I like talking with him about writing the most. He's an interesting and insightful person. I had a lot to say about this. Not literary techniques, but how to be a writer. He said it all begins with observation. You go out, see people, understand them. You can't write about people if you don't know them. There's been a lot. I need to note it all down when we get back to the guest house. I won't remember even a quarter of it. Wow. That's been a lot, and I don't think he's finished. But it's nice listening to him. He's obviously passionate about all this, and some of the enthusiasm rubs off on me as well. Here are your dishes and your water. Enjoy. I didn't even notice the waiter approaching our table, a tray with 2 ornate bowls, both steaming on it, and a carafe full of water alongside them. He transfers it all to our table and bows again before turning away. The udon looks plain but delicious, thick noodles submerged in dark but clear broth. Very elegant and refined. I don't care much about it at the moment. Hungry and wanting these inside me already. Oh my, that's good. I thought it'd have a stronger taste, like ramen, but I still like it. I think I'll become a fan. The broth is good, not overwhelming, but overall it is very nice. Noodles definitely played the leading role here, delightfully chewy. Wish I could afford it more often though. Well, someday. I only have to finish the uni or find a part-time job. Oh, it's nice here though. I like the vibe, and the neon too. We don't often see a place like this. Yeah, I'm glad I found it. I'm not sure if I won't still be hungry after this. Oh, I have some food at the guest house. We can always have a snack later. There's that Coach Devon. I look in the same direction as Bjorn. Indeed, there's Devon sitting there alone at the counter, dipping tempura in a bowl of udon. Yeah, that's him. I thought he'd be with Rune. I don't know. He looks kind of lonely though. So, I asked no good what made him pick up writing. A basic BIMS question, I know, but I wanted to know. I was wondering about that in general. What makes people start writing? Is it a career choice? Is it ambition? How they feel when they're writing? I wonder how many people sit down and start writing because they feel a need to, without an end goal in mind. And what did he reply? Well, he doesn't remember. It's cold outside, but the udon is warming us up from the inside. The neon glow seeing us off as we walk away from the square. That was a nice experience. Yeah, quite. I'd love to be able to visit restaurants more often. I loved it there. So, what do you want to do now? I thought, would you maybe... Can I borrow your camera for a while? I'm curious how it works. I'd like to take a few photos here. Oh, sure, no problem. It's cold. I don't feel like taking much photos anyway. Thank you. Where do you want to go with it? The coast? Oh, I'd rather not. How about staying in the town? Well, sounds good to me. So, towards the centre? Yeah. This is so good. Well, it's just chocolate. Bjorn holds the bar in one paw, eating it by 2 pieces in each bite. I hold mine in both paws, eating in small bites, savouring the taste. Why don't I buy these more often? Oh, it's delicious and foremost cheap. A real life hack. Not eating chocolate too often. I rarely get this hungry. Bjorn? Gudrun, hey there. Gudrun, that sounds vaguely foreign. Scandinavian, but not quite Norwegian. Maybe she's Danish? Hey, didn't see you at the lectures. Why did you hide? I left early actually. There was something I had to attend. And who's your little friend? I'm Arvo. I study cognitive science. I'm on the first year. It's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you as well. I'm Gudrun, on the same year as Bjorn. Thought he didn't have friends at the university other than Travis. Or maybe they don't know each other that well. What are you two doing? Just walking, in fact. How about you? The same. Thought I'd see more of the town before we come back to the guest house. Can I tag along, or are you too busy? Bjorn glances in my direction as if asking permission. I think she could. If he knows her, then why not? Sure, we're not really doing anything. Oh, Bjorn, you've still on the camera, right? Yeah, just let me finish eating first. I'm halfway done with my bar, but Bjorn's already at the last row, stuffing all of it into his maw at once. Okay, now I'm done. Signed display of gluttony and patience. I open up my bag and take the camera out, passing it to Bjorn by the strap. Put your arm through it and then put it around your neck. I think you'll have to loosen it a bit. Or by a lot. The strap is always a bit loose on me. I like wearing it like that to have more mobility with the camera. But Bjorn can't even get his head through it now. Wait, I'll loosen it for you. I click on the mechanism and a few adjustments, and the strap fits Bjorn now, draped across his shoulder, the camera at his waist pointing down. Looks good against the backdrop of his red hoodie. The look really fits him, more than I thought it would. Is it comfortable? We could try a different fit if it's still too tight. Well, it's comfortable, thank you. Now, how do I use it? Oh, did you ever play with a DSLR? On my grandma's camera, in automatic mode, yes. So, where to start? Do you know what ISO is? I start going through all the important controls with Bjorn, while Gudrun observes it all with interest, but keeping distance. Finally he's ready to start, beaming with excitement, eager to take this new knowledge into the world and test it. Are you a professional photographer? You seem to know a lot about this. Professional? Oh no, not at all. I wish. I just take photos, and I've read a book or two about this. They help me a lot to start. That's even better. You're free to do whatever you want. You can experiment however you like. Well, yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing. I'm doing a bit of analog photography too, trying out things, checking what I vibe with. I'd like to be better at it though, at the professional level. Now I don't really know what I'm doing. The photographs I like, the ones I see in albums or galleries, they're photographs that speak to the viewer. It's like a transaction almost. They pull you in, you start a dialogue. You bring your beliefs, your experiences and cultural contexts, and the photograph speaks to you. That's how I see it. But my photos, I don't think they say anything. They're just pretty at best. Not every photo the real artists take are like that. That's impossible. Some work, some don't. I think you don't have to worry about that now. Maybe you first have to find something that speaks to you, outside of the photography. See it in the world before you even take the camera. Maybe. I haven't thought about it like that. I assumed it's a matter of skill or resources. But maybe she's right and it's not really about taking photos. Thanks. You're very wise. Oh, not at all. I just look around a lot. Say, do you remember the hits from the 90s? Mr. Prime Minister, Bust, songs like Ecuador and Anas Jambu? Yeah, what about them? Growing up, I always thought they recorded in Latin America. That would make sense, right? Considering the titles and the lyrics. But today I've read they're all German. I feel cheated. How not have trust issues when the song titled Ecuador with lyrics all in Spanish is actually German? I don't know. I don't have many answers, actually. I feel like all I have are questions. I really like the town. I'd be happy to stay there a bit longer if we could. We will, tomorrow. Yeah, you're right. Are you going to the film this evening? Well, I haven't thought about it yet. I don't really plan that far ahead. I'll likely go, unless something else comes up. I'll see as well. My friend said he has some plans. Who? Maybe I know him as well. Jürgen, a bat. Jürgen? Of course I know him. Oh, what a coincidence. You could ask him too then. He mentioned something about a roof. I like Jurgen and Gudrun both, but I suspect I'll have other plans today. I'll be going now. See you at supper? I'll see you. Alone with Bjorn again. As much as I like Gudrun, I want to spend a bit more time with the bear. Playing with the camera engrossed him completely. He ran to me a few times to ask some technical questions. He always ran off, or I could ask him if he's enjoying himself. And then, in the bus, we both fell asleep almost as soon as we left. The electric engine carried us near soundlessly across the snowy road. So, what now? Want to come to my room? I don't really have any plans, but if you're not tired of me yet, we could just sit together or go somewhere. Sounds good, sure. Do you have coffee or something in there? I'd love some right now. I didn't bring any with me, and I'd love some too. I'll grab us two from the cafeteria. Oh, great idea. I bumped my shoulder against Bjorn's playfully before walking away towards my room, the bear following. My room again. The nap in the bus helped a little. The bed still looks so inviting. I know it's a trap though. If I lay down on it now, I wouldn't get up. I'm not made for getting up early. Down goes my backpack and jacket, and prop myself up on the windowsill, waiting for Bjorn. It's dark already. Surreal how short the days are here this time of the year. How can anything live with so little daylight? And it's still not December, when the sun doesn't rise at all for a few days. Imagine that, a seemingly endless night. Some last rays of the setting sun light up the sky in red hues, but it's the moon that reigns over these forests and mountains now. I walk back to my bag to grab the camera, hop back to the window and snap a photo of the night sky. This evening seems worth remembering. A sudden knock pulls me out of my thoughts. I walk up to the door and open them, letting Bjorn in. He smiles, holding two steaming cups, one in each paw. I hope you like Americano. It'll work. I prefer cappuccino, but this is better at keeping me awake. Wait, how did you knock? With my foot paw. You can put them down on the table. Oh, do you want to see your photos from the town? Oh, absolutely. The camera screen is so small it's barely able to tell what I was shooting. The viewfinder was a bit better, but not exactly comfortable either. It's refreshing to see someone as excited about photos as Bjorn. He reminds me of myself when I got my first camera and just ran around taking photos of everything. Just shooting photos in itself was important, not what I was shooting. It was a naive approach, but I had so much fun with it, shooting for the pure joy of it. That initial spark is gone now. I don't take out my camera as often, though I cling to my dream of becoming a photographer one day. But looking at Bjorn, I kind of start to feel it again. I'll plug the camera in and transfer the photos. It'll take a while. Sit down wherever you want. I sit down at the desk, and though I expected Bjorn to sit down on the bed, he takes the other chair, keen to see the photos. I turn on the camera and start the transfer, opting to move all the photos from the camp so far. 25 minutes remaining. 25 minutes? I told you it'll take a while. It's not the newest camera, unfortunately. So, what now? We wait and drink our coffee. I grab my cup and take a sip. It's kind of nice, even without milk. Oh. I've got to take pills today. I have them in my room. I'll pop in there real quick. I'll go with you. I don't have anything to do besides waiting. And I don't want to fall asleep or sip coffee alone. Well, sure. It's so quiet. Everyone must be in their rooms, resting after the trip. Bjorn is rather silent too, all of a sudden. Hope he's fine with me going with him and it was an excuse to get away for a moment. Knowing him, he'd tell me if he needed some alone time though. He's so much more direct than my Finnish friends. I've no idea how I could forget about them this morning. I must have been more asleep than awake. Or excited about that meeting in the bookstore. Yeah, that's likely. Bjorn grabs a plastic bottle from his bag and takes 2 pills, swallowing them without water. My eyes fall on the label and I catch a name involuntarily. It's an SSRI, I know. A friend in high school was taking the same. Selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. I never had these prescribed, though I know a lot about how they work on the brain. Can I... hope it's not too personal, but I've seen that label before. I've read a lot about SSRIs, but I wonder, how do they feel? Sure. No, I don't mind. It's not that easy to describe. His voice quivers a bit at the end, and he pauses for a long time before continuing. They kind of tone things down a bit. The lows aren't as low, but the highs get dull too. They help me manage with stuff. Life gets a bit easier. I don't think someone who doesn't need them would benefit from them, though. And withdrawal sucks. I'm glad I remembered about them now and not later. Pills. Pills always make me anxious for some reason. I never liked the idea of taking any, be it cold medicine or vitamins or anything else. I'd take any only if I really had to. Maybe it's dislike of the idea of relying on something external? I'm not sure. I guess sometimes you have to. Well, undress while I'm here, if you don't mind. Bjorn takes off the hoodie, tossing it to the bed. Then he takes off his shoes and, after a moment of hesitation, ditches the socks too, throwing them into a plastic bag at the wall. I don't think he needs shoes as a bear. Not indoors, at least. Oh, better. I'll go take a leak and we can go back. Be right back. The door closes behind Bjorn and I deflate. He's visibly tense the whole time here. Maybe it was a mistake to ask. I don't know if he wanted to even share with me the fact he's taken them. Though he took me here and didn't try to conceal it in any way, I appreciate that he's willing to talk about them with me. I wish I was less awkward so I could signal to him that it's all cool instead of standing awkwardly. I hope he's doing well. Though, judging by what he told me the last 2 evenings, maybe he's not. And I'm back. Well, we go back to my room. The transfer should end soon. Yeah, can't wait. Yeah, I have the photos on my hard drive now. Want to take a look? I'd like to go through my photos too, but Bjorn seems so excited I have no heart to make him wait. Of course. I get off the chair and let Bjorn sit in front of the laptop. If he had a canine tail instead of his cute short one peeking from his trousers, I imagine he'd be wagging with excitement. Your photos start here. I grab the mouse and click on the first of Bjorn's photos, a lamppost from the street we started on. It's a tad blurry. The shutter speed must have been a bit too slow. The exposure is way off too, the sky just a sea of white, an empty space as if the town was swimming in nothingness. Sea of white. A memory flashes through my mind suddenly, synapses triggered by the sight. I go up the stairs into the bathroom of my house. How old am I? 14, no more. I close the door behind myself. I don't turn on the light. I don't want to. There's a faint glow seeping from under the door. That's enough for me. I'm deep in my thoughts, inside my own world. I don't want light to dispel the magic. I look outside the small bathroom window, facing north. I see nothing. There are no stars, no shining moon, no trees. The window is too high and the angle too big for me to see any. It's just a void, pure nothingness. I'm floating in space, and there's no outside world. As long as I don't come closer and look at the forest below, I can pretend nothing else beyond this house and me inside it exists. I watch Bjorn's face reflected in the screen. There's a slight but sweet smile on his face, pure and true. A strange happiness fills me, akin to a warm syrup. A gentle glow, slowing down the time, turning the moment into a frame. As long as I don't look away, out of the window, I can pretend there's no outside world. Just the two of us, here in this room. When I could reach out and pet his head gently, break the physical distance between us. I don't know how. I feel like it's the moment, exactly right now. My paw stays down at my side, and the moment passes. Bjorn scrolls through the photos, and one of them is of me. I'm smiling with my paw half raised, captured mid-movement. Gudrun is standing a bit further to the side, looking away, both her paws in her pockets. He scrolls the next one faster, as if ashamed of taking it. The photos aren't anything special. From a technical standpoint, they're plain bad. I can't help but feel that they have a sort of naive charm to them. They might be mostly overexposed, but it looks good on many of them. I can't tell if it's a conscious decision on Bjorn's part, but it fits the mood. There's something poetic about some of them. They feel like photos that only Bjorn could take. I feel a pang of envy. I've been taking photos the past 3 years, and I still don't know what I want to do. Meanwhile, Bjorn grabs a camera the first time and has his style already. Are you happy with the photos?
Oh yeah, they're super cool to take them. It's nice to see them now. It's a much different form of expression than writing. Feels unfamiliar, but exciting.
These aren't very good, are they? They don't have to be. What's important is you like them. But honestly, I like them a lot too. Your enthusiasm and curiosity really comes through in them. That one long exposure of the core in the street, it looks great. Bit blurry. Image stabilization isn't that great on my camera, but it's a very solid idea. To be honest, I'd love to take photos this unique myself. Don't think there's much going on in mine.
Oh, that can't be true.
Talking about the Gudrun opened my eyes. Maybe I should sit down and think of what I truly want to do, what interests me, instead of going to Glimmer and seeing what others do and trying to replicate that somehow. What's the good in trying to take crowd-pleasing photos if I look at them and they don't feel like they're even mine? I don't want to make this about myself. I'm happy that Bjorn enjoyed the whole experience, and he seems really happy about it too. There's no need to drag my own efforts in photography into this. I pat Bjorn's head gently, finally closing the space between us. You did a great job.
Thanks.
He chuckles, leaning into my pats.
Can you send them to me somehow?
Sure, I'll upload them to the cloud and give you a link. I can do that now, actually. I only need my laptop.
Oh, sure.
I sit down, open my cloud and make a new folder of the photos and start the upload. It's not going very fast, though. The internet here is kind of shitty. I'll give you the link in like an hour or so, once they transfer.
Well, the sky is pretty clear today. No wonder there's a bad connection to the cloud.
I have a notebook in my room. I'll go for it and be back soon. And he storms out of the room, not even closing the door behind himself. What could be so important he had to run for it like that? There's still a lot of time until supper, and I have my own photos to go through. And maybe develop, have the energy and patience. I could start with it at least. Before I open up the program, Bjorn is back. Oh, that was fast.
I've got an idea. I don't want to escape before I note it down.
A notebook app would be more convenient for that, but I don't want to point it out. He surely knows it as well.
Can I sit on the bed?
Go ahead, I don't mind.
Thank you.
I open the program now and start importing the photos, all the ones I transferred. Generating miniatures. Right, I've got how slow this laptop is. This'll take a moment too.
And, Arvo, can I take off my trousers? They're not the most comfortable to lay on a bed in.
Well, I don't mind. Go ahead. I'll handle a bit of indecency.
Thanks, appreciated.
What are you writing?
Well, I got inspired after meeting with Snookguard. I have a lot of ideas. I could start sketching something out even now. Well, thinking about writing always goes better than actual writing. I have to start, and then I'll see. Oh, wait, I got a notification.
Bjorn takes his phone out of his pocket, glancing at the screen. Something important?
Well, I have notifications only for emails and calls, so usually. Well, it's from my professor. With results of last week's test.
What subject?
Neuropathology in animal models of neurodegenerative diseases. A subject I'm repeating.
How did it go?
I'm about to see. Well, I don't keep my hopes high. The whole subject is a nightmare. You should see the amount of material we've had for it. We've had to read 3 whole books during the semester, and that's on top of the lectures we've had. I give so much for a passing grade. I really need it. I'd even blow the professor if he wasn't married.
Since when did this ever stop anyone?
His husband works at the university library. I can never go there again.
Maybe they're in an open relationship. You never know before you ask.
Arvo, I was joking. I don't think it'd help.
I hope to cheer him up, but this seems serious. With a deep sigh, he hesitantly taps at the screen. And? Bjorn deflates, his shoulders slouching with a continued sigh.
I failed.
Oh. But it wasn't like an important exam, at least?
It was.
The silence that falls feels heavy, like a curtain falling between him and me. I can't share his disappointment. I don't know the implications of the situation. It feels like watching a building collapse from a safe distance. What now?
Just give me a moment, okay? Please.
I nod and shut up. It's the best I can do given the situation. Bjorn, meanwhile, falls down onto the bed with a loud thud, dropping his phone to the floor. I hope there's something to be done. Maybe he can retake it or repeat the subject again. I can only speculate before he feels okay enough to talk. Does he really need this even? What if he failed the exam if he doesn't even like the studies, and there's no plans for after them whatsoever? How happy he looked just this afternoon when he came back from a meeting with that author, and how excited he was to grab his notebook and start writing. It hurts to see him like this. It hurt to see him get all sad when he was talking about his studies 2 days ago. Maybe it's not so bad. I only have to convince him of it once I have the chance.
Arvo, can you turn off the light?
Sure. I get up and walk up to the light switch, wondering what the bear is up to. It's dark, almost oppressively. Darkness floods the room like air filling vacuum.
I have here, dollar.
When the dark water rushes in the ceiling, it submerges you in seconds.
Arvo, I'm a fucking failure.
It's cold, almost numbing, so cold you can never get used to it.
I had 2 years to learn this and I can't even pass one exam. It's not even one of the finals.
Maybe you do better with finals?
I'm not allowed to take the finals if I don't pass this one.
I sit down the edge of the bed, next to Bjorn. It looks like he's on the verge of crying. Bjorn, look at me. You're not a failure. Just working on something you obviously don't enjoy and don't want to do. Of course it won't come easy, and you have to work a lot harder, and the results still aren't good. It hurts to see, really. You're wasting your time on something that you clearly weren't made for. But why, really? You can have a future without a degree in neurobiology. You really enjoy writing. You could find some side job to support yourself.
I have to. I want to have a degree.
Why not a degree in literature?
I got into this one. For me, that's an achievement in itself.
Bjorn, you don't have to torture yourself like that.
I'm not doing this for myself, okay? I didn't tell you how I got to Norway, did I?
Only your parents moved here when you were little.
We're back in the country now. In Poland, I mean. I moved here because I needed treatment that I couldn't get back in Poland. My mother became a nurse for elderly patients here. My father worked in construction, many hours a day, weekdays and weekends. It was hell, honestly. But I was alive, when I got better. They didn't want to move out, and they could barely afford to stay. They're not fluent in Norwegian, even. But I belong here. I wanted to stay. When they came back, they let me stay here at a boarding school and then go to university, paying for my dorm.
Treatment? What happened?
I'm fine now, don't worry about me. I don't really want to talk about it.
I must have caught my look of sympathy, or maybe he already knows how people react when he mentions it. I'm sure it gets frustrating fast. I understand. I won't mention it, don't worry. Doesn't mean you have to get a degree for your parents. They'll be fine without it.
But I want to help. A burden, Arvo. What am I good for? I tried working at a store, but I started falling behind in my studies. It was hell with my anxiety, too. I can't work in retail. Then the depression hit me like a truck and I could barely get out of bed. Every morning when I had to go to work was a struggle against myself. I need a good job to support them, to repay my loan because I owe my life to them. Their effort, their money, they put everything they had towards me, and what can I do in return? They wanted me to be someone. They sent me to university so I could have a future here, something they never had. How do I tell them I failed? The last 5 years they were supporting me just went straight to the trash. I might have turned away from one course I got accepted into and chased some fleeting dream that couldn't make me nor them any money. I don't know what to do, honestly. This is a dead end for me. Bjorn. That's a lot. I'm sorry. An exam. How bad did it go? 23%. Oh. It's bad. Really bad. Frankly, I wonder how I even got to the 3rd year. He curls up on the bed, draping his arm over his head. Don't think he'd appreciate any more questions now. When framed that way, the situation really feels tragic and helpless. While I'm sure everything he said is true, maybe it's a matter of taking a step sideways and reframing that, and then solution will present itself. I still think he should drop out. He's wasting his time and talent in university. It's obvious. Moving out, if he wants to stay here? Has to be something else he could do. Oh, I'm tired. Bravo. It's so alluring to just let go and succumb to it. Fall down to the bottom and stay there and never get up again. If you try and let the unquiet water close above you, you soon find out there's no peace in that. Can I have a hug? Sure. I prop myself up in my arms, ready to get up. But instead of getting up too, Bjorn rolls over on top of me, his burly arms wrapping around me tightly. He's heavy. The whole bulk of his burly body bearing down on me. It's almost too much and I have no room to protest, or the air leaving my lungs instantly. I hug him back, wrapping arms around his huge torso, trying to provide him the comfort he needs. He rumbles again. This time I feel his chest vibrate in a deep baritone. There. I don't know what to do. Rarely get into situations like this one. I run my paws down along his sides, fingers sinking into fur below where his t-shirt rolled up, and then return to his broad back, trying to make it as soothing as I can. He responds with more rumbles, pressing his head to my shoulder. We'll deal with this together. Don't worry. I whisper more than say, my lungs crushed under the bear's weight. We seem to understand, nodding slowly. It must be a hilarious sight, a hulking bear clinging to a much smaller tiger. Bet I'm barely visible under him. This feels kinda nice. I'd like to catch a breath, maybe. There's something deeply pleasing and soothing feeling the bear's weight on me. Almost don't want it to end. Finally relaxing, pressed into the mattress, embracing my friend. How are you feeling? Oh, better. It's not so bad usually, I swear. I manage and things are okay. Sorry for losing it for a moment. I'm just frustrated with my apparent inability to pass this stupid exam. Listen, like 4 others. I intensify the petting, my arms making small circles across his sides, getting under the t-shirt. It's fine. Don't think about it now. We're at a camp together and everything is alright. You don't have to pass anything. I'll send my parents a message. Maybe they'll have some advice. Besides, if I'm failing the year, they should know too. Good idea. Now, can you get off me now? I kind of can't breathe. Oh, sorry. You're heavy, you know. Yeah, I know. I ruffle his head gently and finally he smiles. So that was the latest for Bjorn's update. Poor guy's going through a lot. I think a lot of us who've been to university and end up doing at least some courses there we did enjoy know exactly what that's about. Looking at you, vertebrate in evolution. But I hope you enjoyed it, and of course we'll be returning to Dawn Chorus when Bjorn gets another update. They are working through quite a number of routes here, so that might take a while, but you can go and check out Dawn Chorus and see all the other routes
which I'm not covering. It's well worth a look. And also, if you like it, you can always support them on Patreon. As well, you can support me on Patreon if you so wish and you're not already doing it. Or do a one-off donation Ko-fi. There is no requirement, just enjoy the videos, that's all I ask. But as always, I'd like to give a special thanks to my top patrons: Burnt Toast, Kartek, Copas Vissa, Lexi Bucciarati, Mark Huskerton, Bastian, Brian Hall, Tiger Cub, Adek Orval, Anubis Silverwind, Dissonance, Grizz, Spiderling, Kopi, Sindri Dragowolf, Marcus, Evan King, Exact, Aaron Fox, Mohammed Al-Zamel, Andy Peng, Samutu, Omar, Big Booty Judy, Nova Starburn, and Harvest Mouse Productions. A special thanks to all of them for being the top patrons. And next week, I am actually going to take a week off, the first time in something like 3 months, so there'll be no video next weekend. Weekend after, I'm not quite sure. I have a couple of things I need to check out, but before September, we'll probably be seeing ICO Machine Lutris, and we have to catch up with what's going on in Will's Route in the Smoke Room. It's been out for a while. We need to do that as well, and there'll be a couple of things happening as we get into the autumn there, which hopefully won't be too long. It's too hot out here at the moment. But where I live, autumn rather, is at the end of August pretty much, so that should be with us soon. And then eventually it'll look like this again, which is so nice to look forward to in the summer. So hope you can find something else to do next weekend when I'm taking a quick break. That will be it then. For months I'll be not taking any more breaks. But for 2 weeks' time I will talk to you again. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.